6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, her role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast. Shelby's World.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Welcome to SW Live. We are in the building. Welcome back. It's Wednesday. And it's Black History Month, y'all. It's Black History Month, where beyond the fact that we 365 Black, of course, this is the time we get to celebrate it. So, you know, everybody doing their thing, they showcasing Black, they posting Black, they writing about Black, they supporting Black, they, you know, we doing everything Black, we doing everything Black. So if you ain't on board, get on board. And hello, beautiful. Hello, my sister. Get on board because it is Black History Month. So we're gonna go ahead and make this a month of like extraordinary events, extraordinary celebrations. Just keep being beautiful, just keep being you, just keep being Black and doing good Black shit. That's, you know, we want to do that though. We want to keep doing good Black shit. We want to make this month extraordinary for reasons as such. Keep making such things possible. So today we're talking about the new norm. We're going to jump into the show too. We're going to start with the quote of the day. And life really doesn't begin until 40. And until then, you're just doing research. And I like this quote not because it's a facet of just talking about that, you know, 40 is 40 and 40 is this and 40 is that. It's just because really around 38, 40 is when you kind of like get it, you have it all figured out. Like you get to a point of where contention does not strike you as an inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? Like things that are happening in life doesn't seem as an inconvenience. It's just something that you know, another hurdle that you know that you got to get over. So and we're a little bit more prepared for it, mentally, physically, emotionally. Your responsibility levels are a little bit different. So the thought processes are a little bit different. How you deal with things are a little bit different. So a lot of things don't become a little bit more clear to you until you hit a certain mark, until you hit a certain level of maturity. And most of the time that's around the age of 35, 40, when you start to get a better balance and a better grip. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think the life that you've been living that's preparing you to get to that is all the different sacrifices and things that you're learning to get you there. I love that. And we do have to have those moments. We have to walk through clarity. We have to get to that. It doesn't just come to us all the time. So I think that quote is a good thing. My topic, you know, I already had my topic, whatever, but today I decided to get another quote instead of the quote that I already had, because I'm thinking like, you know, because life at 40 and after 40 is very, very peaceful. So what quote can I have that shows that it's a peaceful portion of your life? It's a peaceful part that you're walking into. It's civil. You know what I'm saying? It's not full of debauchery. It's really, really comfortable. And so we're going to talk about the new norm of that. And a lot of us are settling into that. We're getting into the new norm. And the ones that are not settling in and already into it, they're looking at it as like, dang, You know, this is eye opening for me. I'm beginning to see myself in a different light. And that's what you want to do. You want that type of clarity and clairvoyance when you're 40. So life really doesn't begin until you're 40. Until then, you're just doing a lot of research to prepare you for it. I mean, you know, you've been living. Yeah, you definitely living. It's nothing to take away from what you're doing now, but a lot more clarity comes at that age. All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the new norm and why aging gracefully is becoming the new norm. Aging gracefully is not for the weak. Trust me, it's not for the weak. But because we enjoy looking and feeling good, we're making it normal to make it feel good. We're making it normal to age without any problems. We're making it easy. We're making aging look easy. That's really the benefit of what it is like becoming the new norm for us, because we literally are taking on a new stance with aging. We are not saying, oh, we gotta feel decrepit, or we gotta look old, or we gotta do old things. What we're doing are more comfortable things for our bodies now. And it's never been an issue with people in general. We just assume that the way a lot of people looked and act made them old. That's what we assume while watching people growing up. It wasn't that they just looked completely old. They just acted like older people. So now we're making aging look a lot more peaceful. It feels a lot more peaceful now. So it should be a normal feeling anyway. Aging should be a peaceful feeling anyway. So as you're doing it, you shouldn't feel like you missing out on stuff, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that. You've already done it. So you obviously aren't missing out on something you've already done. But you can still aspire to do things of those natures, but just in different avenues. And that's the good thing about having that those peaceful moments. I don't think there has ever been a time in history where health wasn't important. But when food changed, a lot of diets and lifestyles changed as well. This era is marked by increased confidence, more active lifestyles, and a desire to look good rather than looking young. So we ain't trying to just look young. We want to look good and feel good while we're actually keeping our youthful appearance. Because it's not about just looking young. It's about just keeping a glow and a graceful look about yourself. We don't want to be around here looking tired and looking stressed and looking beat down and thrown away and as if we don't even love ourselves. Because that's what tends to happen. You get so caught up in trying to be a provider and a person of the universe that you forget that you have to take care of your own self as well. So when you get to a place of this type of clairvoyance, it's gonna come with, like I said, it's gonna come with peace. But it also comes with an increased confidence. It comes with increased libido. It comes with an active lifestyle and a desire to constantly look good and feel good. Taking care of your bodies means taking care of your mind. And I can say that 40 plus gang is living up to that hype. We definitely taking care of our bodies, and we're getting to that point where we feel like that our mind has to be thoroughly taken care of if we're going to have a great life. We've come to that conclusion that you got to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, on all those levels to be able to have a good lifestyle. So the 40 plus group is a bit more youthful looking than generations past, but there are also more ways to enhance beauty standards now. So we do have a lot more benefits to kind of help us get into those, that help us keep our youthful looks. We have a lot more things that we can do, like facial serums, facial masks, the gym, eating healthier, a good healthy lifestyle, just different things. We have things that we can actually utilize that can allow us to look better. Our ancestors and our people before us, they mostly just had just not eating too much, or just taking care of yourself, or just being good to your skin. and they had a lot less ailments because of the things that they were putting in their foods. We got a whole lot of shit that go in these foods now we ain't in control of, but because of that, you got to sustain less stuff. You got to eat more of a have a more sustainable lifestyle, which kind of includes like monitoring how much of certain things that you're eating and certain things that you're putting in your body. Aging at 40 involves noticeable changes like slowing your metabolism, shifts in skin, big one. Potential vision issues, decreased bones, muscle mass, and slower recovery. And we know that slower recovery is real because you go out there and hurt yourself these days, it take you a lot longer to heal than it did when you was 20. You know what I'm saying? You go have any type of surgical procedure, it take you a lot longer to heal than it did when you was 20. So we know it to be very, very true that things start to be coming on a more of a decreasing level. We're more on we got more years behind us than we more so have ahead of us. So because of that, you do have to know that a lot of your body organs, a lot of your body parts gonna start to slow down a lot more. And that's fine because that's what happens as you age. But that doesn't mean that the declination has to do something to how you are taking care of your lifestyle. You're supposed to still keep at it with taking care of your lifestyle. It's but yeah, alongside significant shifts affecting, like especially if we drink or if we have a less, it becomes harder for fat to break down. But these can also be managed with, like I said, lifestyle changes like exercise, healthy eating, and a good skincare to support graceful aging. And having a good skincare routine is good. We can't just be cleaning our face with soap no more. It ain't, come on. We got to do better with that. Now you got, in order to get those little glows in those areas and just keeping your skin maintained and on a beautiful level, you're going to have some type of moisturizing routine that you do have for your skin. And I'm not saying that you got to be using these $200 treatments and stuff. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you do want to have some type of moisturizer mechanism that you are using for your skin. And if you are just cleaning your face with soap, just have a good moisturizer, because it's still some type of way you still got to be keeping it to where it's not dry. You don't want to have dry skin. Health and wellness are rapidly becoming top priorities, with 79% of people out of 10,000 people, 79% of them, that's a pretty high number, too, of people surveyed viewed it. They said that it's essential that they have a healthy and wellness lifestyle as they're aging. This new norm focuses on holistic well-being, including nutrition, physical activity, and mental health, rather than just the absence of disease, because disease isn't the only things that are just bringing us down when it comes to a decline in our lifestyles. It's a part of it, but a lot of it does come from varying lifestyles and lack of certain things and lack of nutrients, nutritions, and things of that nature. So while challenges in maintaining long-term habits are there and they do persist, the shift is driven by proactive self-care, even among those managing chronic conditions. So people who do even have chronic conditions like knee issues or back issues and stuff, they still are maintaining a good wellness within their lifestyles, because the new norm is not just saying it's okay, I'll figure it out. That's not really the new norm. The new norm is really just taking care of yourself and making sure that you're continuing to have the I can take care of myself moments. Because the less you do to take care of yourself, the less of a benefit you have with being an active living person. You know what I'm saying? Like the sadness that the reality is that we're dying off younger, and we're not really, like I said, we really don't have a whole lot of control over the food, what the contents of the food are, but we do have control of how much we consume it. So we just got to be a little bit more proactive with those things, because the new norm is living, not just being here, actually living That's what this is about. You're aging gracefully and making sure that you have the substance and the things that you need so that you can continue doing that. And some of the key aspects of that shift that we're seeing more of, the shift that we're seeing more of with us wanting to have a more active lifestyle and wanting to have longer longevity is because we're having grandkids now. It's a lot of us having grandkids, and it's a lot of us that are just becoming just becoming parents in their 40s. So think about that. Like, so a lot of times your proactivity, you're trying to do that to maintain that because you got other people that's going to be dependent on that too. It's not just about how you feel and all that. You got to be a good grandparent. You got to be a good parent. And y'all, a lot of us that are doing it at later ages in our life, it takes a toll on your body if you're not healthy, if you're not in a good predicament to be able to take care of children and run around with them and be outside with them, because that's what kids want. That's what kids need. So that health and wellness is, if it's not a normal for you to live better and to do better in your life, there are reasons that's going to force you to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be out there sitting outside with our grandbabies and stuff, or our children, and we passing out because of heart disease or strokes or chronic this or chronic that. And we don't want that. We don't want them to have to experience that. So taking care of ourselves is way more than a benefit for just us. It's a benefit for our family in general. Everybody benefits from a healthy person. And just making sure that knowing that you're in your 40s, that's your new normal. Knowing that, we know that it don't change. We don't get 40 and go back. It don't become 39, 38, 37. It's 41, 42, 43. And those numbers, as they continue to go up, if you're that type of person that allow the number game to change how you treat your body, that's a problem. You should already be well aware of taking care of your body. You should be very well aware of that. And you should be doing those things to make sure you're doing that, because we do not, man, y'all, for real, bro. We trying to maintain and keep ourselves up and keep ourselves looking good and keep ourselves feeling good. We're trying to keep that healthy lifestyle for several reasons, but to be able to breathe, to be able to do things and not be breathing heavy, that's huge. It's huge. So yeah. So some of those key aspects of making sure that you are maintaining the shift and maintaining a good shift within this reality of your new norm and your new reality is having a holistic focus. Your wellness is defined by 6 major categories. And they're better health, fitness, nutrition, appearance, sleep, and mindfulness. And those things will be a great benefit for you as you continue to age, as you continue to walk into your wellness, as you continue to work on your health and your ingestion and what you're ingesting and digesting. Proactive management is where individuals are increasingly taking control of their health through regular exercise, better nutrition, and managing chronic conditions. And most of those chronic conditions include like diabetes or high blood pressure. You're gonna have to manage those by treating your body better anyway. You have to change your diet, your exercise patterns, and all of that when you start to have diabetes and blood pressure issues. So to get ahead of it, go already be working on that, so you can not even have to worry about it. But if you're someone that is going into it and you can see yourself declining into that phase, yes, let's go ahead and get ahead of it. Let's get ahead of it. Start working with a nutritionist or a dietitian, somebody that can help you get a grip on what you're doing to slow the process of having increasing high blood pressure or increasing diabetes issues. Get ahead of it. Mental well-being. There's a growing emphasis on mental health and reducing stigmas of it, particularly among the younger generations. But The older generations are the ones that are currently living in that life. You're living in the mental health cycles, where it's starting to even take a toll on just your health in general. Mental health is a strong viability of things that it can slow down the process of a lot of things in your life if you're having mental health issues. So before it starts to take a toll on how you are living and how you're eating and how you're taking care of yourself, get ahead of that. Like we're not blind anymore to the fact that mental health issues exist. So if you're very accountable in your life and you know what affects you and what can change you and you can feel it, get ahead of it. That's one of the best things to do, is start getting ahead of a lot of the things that are slowing our focus. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get ahead of those things. Sustainable routines. Being a disciplined person in general, like I raise my children on routines. I raise myself on routines. So being a disciplined person in general is going to be very, very valuable with your sustainability in your health and your well-being, because we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the new norm of our lives, where our bones ache when it get cold, where rain and sleet can make your day dreary. You know what I'm saying? Like the outside can take an effect on your emotions and how you move throughout the day. Your energy can shift because of how things are happening in the world. Like we're at that point now in our lives where our bodies are now affected by what's going on around us. We're at that point. We're at that age. We're at that velocity. And I'm starting to kind of like get away from saying the word aging, because I really don't be feeling like that, because my energy is so good. If we gonna talk about aging, I really feel like I'm 26 in in many, many areas. Now, but like I just said, when we feel our bones feeling a certain type of way in the cold, then I'm reminded when it's super cold, I'm reminded my right knee don't have any cartilage because I can feel the cold just beating at it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be stuff like that that remind you that you are your energy that's transferring over every year that you get into another age. It's showing on you. It's telling on you. So yeah, we do have to pay attention to the excessive things that we're doing to our body so that we can be in control of how we react to it and well ahead of the game, so we don't just let that shit just take over us, bro. Like dead ass, okay? But having sustainable routines. The new normal of that includes being more consistent in your daily habits regarding your sleep and your nutrition. Like stop playing with yourself when it comes to that. If you know that your nutrition needs a redo, a refresh, you can do that yourself. You can even look up nutritional habits that you can add and include in your life, but you need better protein. And I'm not saying like just stack up on the meats and stock. It's other ways that include protein in your diet, like nuts, fruits, vegetables, of course, granolas, different cereal, different nut-based items that you can have like for your protein. You don't always have to increase the meat intake for protein. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to always be that way. It could be yogurts, eggs. It could be other things. And you do want to start to make sure you limit some of these meats anyway, because they're not good meats. We know that if they're not coming directly from the farm into your fingers, you know that some of that stuff gonna be tampered with. So you got to be careful. So ingest other things, and just other ways to make that protein intake just as strong, because you need that viability. And those things help with your nutrition. And just having a better nutrition in your new norm, you do not want your nutrition to be affected in a negative way. Like, bro, we are not like we can eat something that we don't even know give us heartburn now. And now you got to sit back and replay your meals of what you ate the last 2 days to see where the heartburn probably could have come from. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting serious. It's getting serious, okay? However, the new normal can also mean living a high quality life while managing existing chronic conditions, with many other adults reporting high levels of happiness despite health challenges. So, regardless of what a lot of us are still going through when it comes to chronic illnesses or chronic fatigue or chronic situations, we are still happy in our lives. We still taking trips. We still living viable. We still doing the things that are making us happy. That's why I keep saying, and I'm stressing that it's becoming the new norm for you to have a peaceful, viable life, because just having good health don't make your life the happiest life. You still got to do things for you that make you happy. So even in these issues where people see that they have these chronic issues, or they may be having today may be a bad day, but tomorrow might be a better day. Whenever you having things like that going on, finding that key happiness and those key pieces that keep that peace in your life is going to keep you aging gracefully. Your new norm don't have to be stressful, bro, just because you got something going on. Your new norm can still be loving, happy, day-to-day enjoyment. That's what you creating in your 20s and your 30s. You creating that so that your 40s can have nothing but peace. Your 40s, 50s, 60s should be surrounded by love, clarity, constant companionship, happiness, butterflies, planting in your garden, feeding your generation, your generations up under you from your land. That's what 40 up is supposed to be. Peace. Peace. A lot of us are saying like that life for them began at 40. I hear it a lot. I've heard several people that are in their 60s say, I really just been living for like 20 years. The rest of my life I've been doing things that had to do with everybody else and taking care of people. But that don't make it not living. You living for those moments at those times. Take in every moment. Make every part of what you're doing in your life happy. Do it with grace. Because if you're complaining about things in your life not being good and happy for you, then just imagine how your complaints are rubbing off on somebody else that's trying to find those pieces of happiness amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? So as an older a vet out here in this world, a vet in this life, give good flowers, give good grace, give good advice, so that our younger generation can really start seeing that they don't have to wait till 40 to live. They just got to keep on doing their research so they can be prepared for 40. But it's going to take living to do that. You got to be living. You got to get out there and do the things you want to do. You got to plant those seeds so that as you plant those seeds, you can come back to root and harvest from those seeds when you get in your 40s and your 50s. And the beautifulness of that is so whole. It keeps you so whole. Firmly planted, grounded, happy, relishing, feeling the beauty of life, sitting out on your porch sometime, just that's the type of peace you want in your life. That's what you're preparing yourself for in your 20s and in your 30s. You're preparing yourself for peace. Nobody going to give it to you but you. Nobody. What's up, D? Happy birthday. It's somebody's birthday today. But yes, true indeed. You definitely want to be doing it for the peace. Doing it for the peace. Doing it for the peace. Good evening, Jay. Good evening. And the benefits that come along with it. So, me and my sister were talking today about, a lot of things that we're experiencing now that we're in our older ages, in our more wiser ages, as we say, but the things that got us here and what prepared us to get here, and it makes you grateful. You know what I'm saying? To know that we had to we had to crawl through our 20s, stumble a little bit in our 30s, and start moving gracefully in our 40s. Those are moments worth doing it for. That you want to do it for those moments. So yes, a lot of people do say you're living your life. You don't begin really living your life until you're 40, because being more mature and responsible has allowed better living for a lot of us. It gives you a better opportunity to just relish, like I said. So turning 40 today is widely considered a sweet spot, as they call it, or a new chapter rather than the end of youth, characterized by increased confidence, self-assurance, and the freedom to prioritize personal happiness over societal expectations. Modern perspectives highlight that while the body might show signs of aging, the 40 plus demographic is more empowered, they're vibrant, and they're often rethinking their future in an unprecedented fashion on a regular basis. It don't get no better than that. Keep living, because you got purpose and you got reasons to be out here doing what you're doing. Thank y'all for tuning in. As always, it's SW Live, and it's Wednesday, and we're in the buildings. Catch me again next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. We got a great show for you next week. It's Black History Month, so we talking about black shit all month long, baby. So come back and join me. Come back and join me. Come back and join me. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care of yourselves and have a great evening.
6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast.